Welcome back to the Auto Obsessive Garage. Chadwick with you again for the start of a new project series. And I'm super pumped about this. I've had this sitting on the back burner for some time now, and I am totally excited to get my hands and, more importantly, my wrenches on this car. It's something I've sought out for a long time, and I finally secured a good specimen a little while back. And by good specimen, I mean something ideal for the kind of restoration we do here in the Auto Obsessive Garage. So without further ado, I'll introduce you to the car, give you a good walk around, show you what's good for the car or what's good for the project, and then the longer list of items that we need to touch up. And it's a pretty long list on this one, guys. So without further ado, let's check out this car, maybe go over a little bit of the history of it, why it's important and why I've always wanted one. And then, let's go over the bad stuff. At the end, we'll formulate a project to-do list, go through that, and over the next few weeks, probably months, we're gonna fix everything we can on this car and get it back to the way it should be. So super excited. I'm sure you guys are gonna love this one. So let's go ahead and check the car out. The 1989 Ford Taurus SHO delivered on the performance variant of the successful Ford Taurus platform that Ford had been promising. The Yamaha-designed 3-liter V6 was the centerpiece of the build, and still a great engine to behold today. 220 horsepower was a very respectable number in the late 80s. Considering the V8 powered Mustang GT only had an output of 5 horsepower more, I'd say this is very, very respectable. The exterior styling was subtle, yet hinted towards the car's performance aspirations. The 1989 Ford Taurus SHO is like a skyward facing mullet. Business up top, party on the bottom. Man, the exterior design engineers really cut loose below the vehicle's beltline. Truly one of the greatest sleepers of all time. Auto magazines were also enamored by the Ford Taurus SHO at this time. They even went so far as to compare it in multiple cases to much more pricey foreign performance vehicles. I've been hunting for one of these for a very long time, and now that I've got my grubby, greasy hands on one, let's go over all the positives and negatives of this specific Ford Taurus SHO. And here it is, the new project to enter the garage, a 1989 Ford Taurus SHO. This is the first year of the show, and super pumped to find one of these. They are getting harder to find, especially in this condition. Let's start off with the positive stuff, and then we'll kind of go into the negative. So overall, car's in great shape. All stock, which is excellent, no modifications. Came with the OEM wheels, these kind of, I guess you could say basket weave, sort of. They are in need of being redone, but we'll get to that later. So it's cool having everything OEM. Interior is in really good shape, like very good shape. So seats are solid, no tears or anything crazy like that. And if you don't know, these are very, very awesome seats. Everything is electronically controlled, including these side bolsters, which is pretty awesome. Look at the interior of this thing. Absolutely brilliant. No dash cracks or anything like that. So very positive to see that. It does have this aftermarket hands-free cell phone or car phone holder, which is pretty cool. Might keep that just for the 80s, 90s aesthetics. It is a 5-speed manual, as were all of these early SHOs in the first generation. This is how they all came, which is awesome. I know the majority of them were automatics that you find now of the newer generation, but super cool manual. Like I said, steering wheel's in great shape. Everything on the interior is great. So that is awesome. Under the hood is another positive thing. You guys know what lives under there. That Yamaha created 3-liter V6 with the amazing varying runner length, which makes the engine area look pretty exceptional for an 80s car. So overall, again, in great shape. Sunroof, everything works. So fully loaded. It also has, let's climb inside here. It also has this, I don't know if you guys have seen these before, but God, there's not enough good lighting there, but this is the digital climate control option. which is pretty cool. Some of these Tauruses, even the shows, you'll look and they'll have like the basic knobs. This is all digital. There's a digital display. You can control the temperature. It's pretty cool. I mean, pretty cool stuff for the late 80s for sure. Gauge cluster, complete stock, and just again, the dash, fantastic shape. Not a single crack or nick or anything. All the interior lighting works, which is awesome. It's just, what a cool car. It's just a cavernous space in here. Really fantastic. Again, back seats, amazing. It's like sitting on a leather lazy boy couch. Same with these front seats, super comfortable. I mean, you just sink in them. Pretty cool quirks in here. One of my favorite touches is the passenger sun visor here. Pulls down like any other sun visor. That's pretty customary. But then to get the light, it's actually a pull-out feature of the bottom here. So you push over here, a little button you push in, and the second it comes down, the lights kick on. It's just super cool. I've never seen anything like that. I think that's a super awesome touch. And like I said, everything's electronic, which is pretty cool for late 80s Ford. So you got all the window controls, mirror controls. I mean, that's pretty awesome. Ford premium sound. I heard it was one of the leading premium sound systems on the market. Just kidding, I know nothing about that. The center console is really cool. It's got the, and it feels a lot more sturdy than 80s and 90s plastic. So this thing's pretty durable. It's got a felt lined storage area. And then of course, you can lift the whole thing up and have some really hidden stuff down there. These are the coin holders. You've got your quarters, nickels, and dimes. How cool is that? They're all spring actuated. I should probably jam some change in there just for the sake of it. I think this was for your holding your cassette tapes, which is pretty friggin' awesome because there is a tape deck. Love that. And then this weird cave cubby up there that, I don't know, maybe you could slide a pistol in, revolver, whatever people that drove 1989 Ford Taurus SHOs carried as their side piece. The rear area, it's very large. It's a very large car inside, that's for sure. So lots of space to look around. I mean, these seats are just super comfy, unbelievable. And then you've got this little storage compartment here, which I've never seen on a car before either. So that is pretty cool. You could probably slide, I don't even know what they were thinking, maybe first aid kit, something to that effect. Pretty cool. And then it's just awesome looking in here. Love it. Another cool thing is when you shut the car off, like the seat belts do not, even when you undo them, they don't kind of retract into the system. It's not until you open your door that the seat belts go back. So it's pretty cool. You unclip, it's still hanging in front of you, and then as soon as you open that door, this thing goes back in. So interesting touch. We've got ashtrays in the back since it is the 80s and everybody was smoking. What's kind of confusing is how do you open the door and shut it sometimes, because usually the handle pull is near the handle, which is down here, but instead they have these up top here, and that's the same for the front. So pretty interesting door design, as you can see there. That's what I'm talking about. It's very solidly built. I mean, look at the door itself. It probably weighs like 150 pounds, and these things weren't heavy overall. I think they were 3,300 pounds for a large or mid-sized sedan. I don't even know how this was classified. Probably full size back then. Yeah, it's very nice in here. Headliner's in great shape. Now let's go through that longer list of not so good things about the Ford Taurus SHO we have here. From 10 feet away and in photographs, this car looks immaculate. The paint looks great. Everything's awesome. Now the paint is in good shape. However, there is some surface rust. Let's zoom in and get a good image. So this is right above the front driver headlight, and that is some pretty nasty rust. We're gonna have to take care of. I might prep this car, or I might have a professional body shop do it based on the amount of rust present, but there's a good amount here on the front of the hood. You're gonna find all kinds of trouble spots as you explore the car. So standard stuff up here, little bubbles, rust bubbles here and there. We're gonna have to get that resolved. And there's some random spots. If you look on the windshield molding too, we have some issues where it's breaking apart, so we probably need to go ahead and replace that. This trim piece needs to be sanded down and repainted. As you can see, bubbling rust again. Overall, nothing shabby, a little scrape here. So yeah, body needs some action for sure, you know. Look here, you have the rubber molding just totally coming up, so we gotta resolve that. Definitely want the car to remain waterproof. This is probably the worst spot of rust. Right under this little rear window here, so yeah. Little C-pillar rust there, that's not too good, so we'll have to take care of all that. But overall, again, not too horrible. More of the same rust on the A-pillar here. So that's probably the big thing. If I'm gonna say one thing about the car, that is a big thing we need to take care of.